So my name is Steve Thomforde. We're here with Stantec on a project in Cottage Grove, Minnesota. We have 40 acres that we'll be seeding native grasses and flowers to benefit pollinator habitat, bunny rabbit habitat, and just the citizens using these trails out here with a lot of wildflowers and grasses growing out here. Also be sequestering a lot of carbon into the ground as the time goes by. And if you notice, we're actually on a XL energy transmission line right here, so we're kind of showing a way that we can use some of these corridors within the metro area to increase wildlife pollinator habitat. I want to show you today the machine that was actually built here in Minneapolis, Minnesota, starting about the late 1970s, Chance, by a guy named Jim Truex. He's still alive, and we work with him a lot. He's actually developed, I heard the other day, a lot of the tools that we use have been modified by Jim in our shop. We'll go over there and see him. But Truex, Jim is his name, and in the 1970s they started planting some of the very first prairies, some of the very first prairie companies, some of the very first seed was being picked. But we had a problem with that seed. And the problem with prairie seed is that it's so fluffy, all these little hairs sticking at it, then in a typical cedar it would just bridge and it would not go through. And Chance, I don't know if you've tried to throw it through some of these whirligig cedars. Pretty soon you just set the cedar down and you start throwing it out with your hand because it doesn't work. And so nobody knew how to get this prairie seed to flow through. Okay, so this is the Truex drill. This is the back box. It's also called the fluffy box, and this is where all this fluffy seed. In my hand right here, we have a whole mixture. I'm gonna say we have maybe 60 species, 20 species of grasses, 40 different flowers in here. The bigger things are the grass seeds. That's a legume seed right there, that black guy right there. The little teeny things in my hand, that's black-eyed Susans. These long, skinny, banana-shaped things, those are all grass seeds. I'll show you, again, those hairs. Like that's a little blue stem seed right there. That guy and those hairs, they combine together and they plug up every single drill that was ever made. So Jim Truex came along, and first he put these agitators in here to keep the seed spinning around and around and around, just like your washing machine. And then to make the seed go down the hole and into the ground, he built this little wheelie dealy here that it's actually called, the technical name, a picker wheel. Yes, that is the picker wheel. And that picker wheel goes around and it just picks up that seed and keeps it going slowly down. Seed by seed by seed will fall. So the seed, since these are mixes of many different species for wet prairie, dry prairie, medium prairie, sometimes there's more fluffy seed, sometimes it's really cleaner seed. And so these are rates that we just write down on here. This is what I found out worked for me because we have to change around for how fast that picker wheel goes through. Chance will get off Hormel right over here. This is the name of a site, Hormel. This is where it worked really well with the Hormel seed mix. That's great. The whole history is written back here. So Chance will get on and off this tractor like 3 or 4 times in the next hour, literally. See all the rates going through, make adjustments to speed those picker wheels up or slow them way down, or mix wood chips with it to really slow it down. So there's a lot of experience that goes into being a good drill driver and prairie seeder like that. So right here is the way that Chance will get out, and I can see we've been driving through where we've just burned because it's full of dust. But Chance will get out and he'll start changing these seeds around all over the place, these chains right here, to make that picker wheel go faster or slower. You can see some of the seed, Lori, that we want our flowers to fall through, just comes out and falls right on the ground. So this tube here just comes out and we'll just actually sprinkle flower seed on the ground. Some of that flower seed needs to be really shallow like that. If I just put the seed on the ground, some of it's going to blow away, some of it might get eaten, but there's really not that much scientific evidence of seed deprivation. The best thing I could do is come by with a heavy set wheel and pound it in like that. And that's, we call it packing, and that seed will grow. The really best thing is cover it up by about 1/8 of an inch and then pack it in, and that's what this machine does for us. So this machine does it like this. That seed will come down that tube. That picker wheel comes to this tube right here. So all that picker wheel is turning around, that seed is dropping down by gravity to this picker wheel. These 2 steel blades, one's here and one's over there, it's like 2 frisbees come together. And that's called a double disc opener. And that double disc opener, there's a lot of weight. I'm gonna say like 3,000 pounds of weight on these double disc openers. So think of them as a Frisbee that you throw, made out of stainless steel, razor blade edge, punching into the ground. And so that seed will go between these two slits, another name for it is a slit seeder, and go right into the ground. And we can measure it by just, that's gonna go into the ground about half this distance here, so about 1/8 of an inch. And then this press wheel will fall right behind that seed and press it into the ground. So that's the magic. The picker wheel to the hose, to the double disc opener, to the press wheel, and voila, we set that seed right into the ground perfectly.